a back and forth.
That was great,
right?
yeah.
Some disagreement. What you want to see, two minds discussing
Lovely.
some options as we biff and battle down mid. Monacy, he would love to get a kill to open things off as JKS is peppering away towards the T-stairs. NiKo and Monacy spring to life and through the smoke. There it is. Arrozdoce dares to the back of the head, and the headshots are going to keep coming. The disrespect out the gate, Henry.
We saw FaZe attempt this, if you remember, pushing down towards middle, trying to disrespect their opponents. Didn't work out for them too well, but it's actually working out very nicely for G2. I say that with bated breath.
Okay.
As we are seeing headshots galore here towards a banana. Rock'em sock'em Counter-Strike here, but Hunter will come out on top. He will manage to get 3 kills in total. A little bit bumpy towards the end, but a clean round, I suppose. All things considered.
I think Stododo thought he was playing Quake there. Tried to rocket jump with the HE grenade. That was a little curious maneuver, but the conversion. And I suppose a lot of this is going to be about recalling what happened against FaZe, because we expect more of the same here today. Unfortunately, for the win. It's not. It's never the easiest of times.
Well, JK
just started, Justin. What happened?
Yeah, let's not lose our head within the first round.
We just got underway.
Yeah. Did he die without a kill?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So he's not happy about it. But
how did he die? Where did he die from? All of the question marks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the key to this.
Chad, we don't have much to speak about this round. This is the full eco, and it's going to be a straight up mid rush. Just padding the stats here, and there'll be 1 kill.
You got 3 kills now. Let's see what the reaction is.
Yeah, back to JKS, come please. Gone. Well, I'm sure he enjoyed it.
I'm sure he enjoyed that one. I don't think he would have smiled.
Not yet.
No,
I think he knows he's just right. Got the confidence frags out the way now. Now I'm going to start sinking my teeth into some AK players. I'll have a look at the replay. As you can imagine, I think most of us could make this one happen. Just Glocks and no armor running up towards middle, mow them down, get the round out the way. They get a kill, but it doesn't really matter too much. MP9s and the FAMAS up against Galils and AKs here, so pretty equal in terms of the firepower. We'll see if G2 want to start an aggressive stance towards Banana, perhaps, and indeed, Hooksy forcing the issue. Lovely play here, segregating the teams towards a long position. Can't get the double kill, but the nade follow-up will give them the man advantage here, Chad. It's going to be a Jill. Trying to fight back, but I dare say they are out of luck. He might just have to let this one go.
Yeah, funny that when they run up Banana against FaZe, they were actually getting a bit of space.
They were, actually.
This time round, they've just been stifled immediately here, so
it sets the tone, doesn't it? Like on these sort of bonus rounds, I suppose, not quite, but the fact they've got MP9s up against AKs really sets the tone. We're going to be controlling Banana here, even with the lesser weaponry. It's just puts some doubt into the minds of the FTW players, but for now, still in a winnable scenario. 4 versus 3, but they have got those aforementioned AK-47s. Agil down to 57 points of health, and in terms of the formation of the squad, 1 player towards Boiler and a couple waiting towards the bottom of Banana here. Time is of the essence, though. Haven't got any real map control, and we're at the 50-second mark as we will explore the options towards middle. If
everyone takes a look at the radar right now, NiKo can even drop back in B. There's another smoke that's been left for him, so they can lock that out even more. So JKS still top mid here, clamped on him with Monacy. The wombo combo of this is going to work 2 consecutive rounds in a row. JKS will get another 2 kills, and Starstruck.
Yes, nice shot.
There, yeah. Well, I called him Stodo Bro yesterday.
That was great.
Pokemon Evolution.
That was some of your best work.
That's a fantastic shot right there, actually. He might be on for some of his best work right now.
He'll get himself a smoke as well, remember?
He'll take this. Dang.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Never mind.
But still, he's got a bomb plant.
Let's see if he can win this.
There is a chance.
Where does Stodo Bro go from here?
Who knows? Chad, we'll see. He actually goes towards Ruins for now, and with 100 HP, I dare say he could make something of this. The kill towards Hunter. He's got the information, he's got the advantage, and now the reposition comes through, but the double stack in the CTs, they almost line up from. Look at the damage done. Monacy down to 1 point of health, JKS at 50. There was a world where that did fall apart, but either way, collecting the AK-47s, it is going to be a 3-0, and in terms of loss bonus, we'll be getting $2,900 on top of 800 so there is more potential for Galils.
Where's Monacy going? He's running on the other side of the map right now. Has he been tasked with picking something up? JKS was delaying the defuse. Is there a purpose for this? I'm not sure. Either way, this is how the round started and basically how the round ended with this Banana control here, because it was very unlikely that FTW were getting back into a round like this, especially with the step-out mow down from the short side.
Yeah, no smokes to speak of there to try and get up towards middle. Maybe Banana would have been the better point of approach, but there we have it.
Now, I want to kind of give the desk, Kassad, Yanko, and maybe Trace a couple more questions to prod and poke with once they do get into this segment after this. They had a whole lot of conversation about Hooksy, right? But I would love a bit of a conversation about Monacy, because so far in the group stage, hasn't really been finding a lot of traction. And if you want to be a top-tier team, the recipe at the moment is having 2 strong riflers and a pretty good AWPer, right? You definitely need to have that 4th string rifler in the mix as well, right? You use that
I've heard
phase
so
recipe.
much about him the last year, Chad. Obviously, I've seen him play in the different tournaments, but since I've been back and the games I have watched in the last couple of weeks, like, I don't know, it's been pretty underwhelming
He
so
hasn't
far.
gotten going yet. I think
No,
that's
not in
fair
this
to say.
tournament at least.
Yeah, I'm going to blow my trumpet and name drop here. I was playing a couple of FACEIT games with him and JKS, and I'm watching him like firsthand in POVIs because I'm dead every round or throwing flashes, one of the two. And I was like, yeah, okay, like this kid is very, very
He's the real
skilled.
deal.
But we haven't had an opportunity to see him pop off yet. Maybe this would be the game for him to do exactly that.
There's been some laboured games with G2. Sure, they haven't dropped a map yet, but it doesn't feel like they've been clean wins. There's been lots of scrappy scenarios where things falling apart for them, difficult rounds, lots of economic crises going on, but still, yeah, I'd like to see a lot more. He has got the AWP here. He'll be holding towards quad with JKS in the pit, and for now, quite a lot of damage inflicted to the FTW side. A partial buy from them. Tech9s and Deagles. Arrozdoce with the AK-47. They do have 2 smokes, 2 flashes. A banana execute. Throw the smoke towards the coffin. CT spawn. Flash over. If you get an opening kill and a bomb planted, you have a chance in the retake here. But NiKo and Hooksy, we'll see what they can make of this. As the flashbangs and smokes come through, but the damage coming in from NiKo. Actually doesn't get the initial frag. This is down to Hooksy now. Pressure on his side as he faces from the new boxes. Needs to find at least 1 kill here. Stay alive. Wait for the backup. Just delay them. And NiKo now starting to punish through the smoke. Should be a foregone conclusion here, I would say. NiKo to close things out. It's the USP out, but it's the Tech9 that best them. 2 versus 1. He'll be able to recover a rifle. And now we are on. A chance here for a Jill.
That happened from absolutely nowhere, didn't it? Doesn't have time to reload. Just going to stick with this Tech9 that's really treated him well. You saw him giving the rundown of FTW and who they are. Well, he's about to show us who he is. A Jill right now.
With the AWP on the retake as well, things could get a bit spicier than you would expect. There it is. That missed shot comes through, and he takes down Monacy, but JKS will recover it. So that's the sort of scrappy rounds I was talking about. Even though we haven't dropped a map in the tournament, there's been lots of these sort of scenarios where it looks like it's under lock and key, then everything crumbles very quickly.
But they got 3 kills between the B defense there. NiKo got 1, Hooksy had 2 kills. Hunter comes through the smoke, gets pipped at the post right there, and it comes down to a situation like that. So 2 rounds in a row, really, where G2 shouldn't have been giving up the plants. They have, so allowing FTW to stay a little bit more competitive in these early stages here. Actually, they got 4 kills between the 2 of them there, and then the round comes down into a 1-on-1. So that's pretty miserable stuff on the rotation back in from G2 Esports. But regardless, the round there, the AWP saved.
Hollow victories. They can't really get fired up, and they haven't really established their economy. They know they're a breaking point still, and these rounds have been very close. So NiKo needs to be careful. They can't just be running down banana and challenging every single round. Need to actually... Oh, I say that. Hold on a second. NiKo fancies it. He's got the smoke to cover him, though. Just trying to see if he can get any tags through. Needs to be careful. Flames, though. Made towards logs. No one to receive. But slower pace from FTW. Like you mentioned, they were really pushing towards banana a lot against FaZe and trying to get towards the top, and it's been quite subdued so far.
You don't mind seeing a little bit more aggression from a team like G2 here, but they've got to stick the landing this time around. Monacy has a chance here. Under porch, 2 AWP kills. The 3rd not going to land. So Dodo will eventually snuff him out, but a number disadvantage situation again for FTW. They've got this top mid control. JKS has been able to dip back to the pit. He's got the site access of Hunter here to help out as well as he lobs out some defensive utility.
Now, they don't necessarily have to commit towards middle, Chad. They've taken vision away. The CTs don't have the crossfire established and no apt presence. There's just Hooksy alone towards B. And in terms of utility, he has a single smoke. Does he have anything in spawn? I don't think so. So this will be the last of his utility, and they're actually heading their way back.
This is where weaknesses can start to crop up, especially if an individual like Hooksy, I guess we could compare it to like a Zeus in Na'Vi once upon a time. You know, he had to be a real weakness, and it would mean that the team would be chipping over and trying to help him out, and that's exactly what's happened here. The 2-2 spread, not unorthodox in a round like this, but NiKo's here just at the right time. Perfectly trims KST's little hair right there, but he needs to stall them out before they plant yet again and can't find the bullets through the smoke just yet. And Dodo now the power position of Newbox with the AWP.
He can't afford to die either. He can't be pushing that smoke or committing to anything more than the spam he just attempted there, but another winnable situation for FTW. These rounds are not clean from G2. NiKo waits for the backup, spams towards the coffin position, but it's a better shot from arrozdoce towards banana. And this is looking great. They've actually done fantastic work. I dare say they've won the round. Oh, JKS with a great opportunity there. Lovely shot towards Emo, but arrozdoce with 4 kills in total. That's absolutely massive. And like we said, the money will be broken for G2. They can actually get back in this game now. Portuguese side looking focused and composed.
Yeah, quite an easy round to piece together there. And this was with the Monacy double kill under the porch to start. He
5 on 3, right?
Yeah, not doing well after getting traded out. I understand he's stuck. Monacy has to go down in that situation. But arrozdoce here, Saw in that little piece from Magil saying he's one of the best aimers in Portugal. Well, putting some of that on display here to confirm the round and put FTW on the board.
Yeah, this B combination, it looks like NiKo's got a lot of pressure to rotate in and find the kills required. They're not really in sync. There's no like punishing crossfire right now. They're not really like syncing up. It seems like quite disjointed in that sense. Like Hooksy's not really delivering the frags required, and NiKo's having to scrap through smokes, and he even got a kill cleanly through the smoke, and it still wasn't enough there. Fantastic work from arrozdoce to actually cleanly find those kills. Great work with the AK-47, and as we mentioned, the money is completely broken. Even though G2 are 4-0 up, you'd think they have bags of cash. Absolutely not. These rounds have been way too close, and they'll find themselves with 3 pistols, 2 SMGs, bare bones utility, and the SMGs are a couple of MP9s. They don't have a single rifle here after being up 4-0. That's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, it just shows you the nature of these rounds here. Stododo, well, likes to get aggressive. Is going to start leering up middle. This spam from Magil could actually do some damage here. Have to consider if they want to continue to push this app's position with spam like that, and JKS is actually going to run the gauntlet here.
Nope.
That's always going to happen.
There it is.
That's always going to happen if an individual's spamming like that. It's never just one clip, you know. They're always going to continue to pepper for their
Always
default.
nice to do with the Galil as well. You got 35 bullets in there. You can just keep spamming all round long, making sure no one has control.
If you don't know what the buy is like on the other side, that's really common for a default.
Yeah.
We've been doing that from back in our day,
Yeah,
right? And I'm reflecting to the 2007, 2008 day.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
This is over a decade ago at this point.
Yeah, well over up. So there's the first kill. JKS won't be happy about that, trying to sneak past, hoping the spam was over. But anything but, as the Galil will find him. And NiKo alone towards Banana, but he has got his signature Desert Eagle with him. Looking for the gap in the smoke.
Has another smoke as well at his feet, right? Just over towards the CT position there, so he can replenish this one. He might want to get on that quick smart because they're coming.
Yeah, he's feeling the pressure.
They might have to be stalled out on this. arrozdoce waiting here for the flash to come through. They're actually just going to push the issue. NiKo bowled over, and G2 should probably look to save these upgrades.
Yeah, well handled from FTW. You have to say that. They saw their opportunity, threaded the needle, managed to get through the smoke and find that all-important kill. Very good flashbangs as well. NiKo didn't stand a chance. He didn't even get a shot off. So a 5-on-3, and you're absolutely right here. Save the MP9s, Desert Eagle. It's not the most glamorous save, but one that's a necessity at this point.
Already has a different vibe to the FaZe game. It feels like G2 are going to be made to work here today, whereas FaZe, they just consistently did aggressive maneuvers. Even when it wasn't working, they just kept pushing.
Exactly.
But they still won 16-4.
Different methodology for sure. And G2, you can see they're a little bit uncomfortable for sure. Even when they were 4-0 up, it seemed like we said they weren't smiling, they're not really fired up because they're quite hollow victories. They're just about getting it over the line. Each and every round comes down to an awkward one-on-one, which was definitely up for contention, but a clean one from FTW. Haven't seen any rounds like that from G2 where they keep all 5 players alive. And so this is where the game really starts. And it's a spam. You want to be on the right-hand side of the bridge, you're going to try it at home, and you can do a lot of damage. Any aggressive CTs take boatloads. So maybe a timeout required here. We'll see. Hasn't been called yet, but a few more PT50s will join the mix here with the MP9s and the Deagles. Still a winnable round. You've got world-class players on the GT side, of course.
Here's a fun rule, Henry. Everyone at home can use this. If you're going to CTs and you're on one of those rounds and they spam like that and you see it, don't push hold. Go stack somewhere else.
Isn't it?
Roll, go late. Go mega late.
It's a pretty good rule to have. But here we go. Oh, the grenade damage.
Hunt isn't accounted for. No, he is accounted for.
Not the best weapon for the job, even if he wasn't. Maybe he gets 1 kill there, but Luxia, I like that a lot. Thinking on his feet.
And they know there's 2 there.
Yeah.
So maybe just hightail it towards A, boys. It's just going to be the one man of JKS.
Oh, no armor, no nades. PT50 in hand. They would have to do something ungodly at this point.
Yeah, well, if the AWP continues to run in first here, Stododo might give him a chance.
He'd have a chance, but if the AWP runs in first, you're dead on.
Thank you, Stododo. We'll take that one. And damage onto the second, too. An extra bullet or
a boost.
Another one. You'd love to see it. They're keeping funky with it. Almost denying the plant right there. Hooksy with the pep in the step, but that will be the 3rd round confirmed for FTW now. Just a 1-round game here, and we will see the buy come back in for G2, but there's question marks around the AWP. There's not enough cash to get it into the hands of Monacy. He's going to have to operate with a silenced M4 here, so that should be across the board.
Yeah, the financial woes continue here for G2. Haven't got comfortable on Inferno whatsoever, even after being up 4-0. Triple grenades at the start there. The DS mowing down the flanks, and JKS, decent kill, but all in vain, really. They can, of course, recover the AWP. Nothing will be saved on the G2 side. Speaking of which, no kits, Jab, no helmets. Not a big deal against the AK array, but Banana control. Looking like it might be granted here. NiKo, though, with the grenade down. Don't think I would do too much damage. This tickles the toes of DDS there. But NiKo likes to spam. We know he can be precise with this, but no bullets hitting this time.
Yeah, they actually invested in quite a few HEs there, G2, that have now been deployed and are operating with a 3-man stack over towards the B bomb site, kind of hoping they'll execute the antenna flash from HooXi ready and raring. You'd like to use this one if you're at home, guys. It's a jump throw because you cannot hear the pin getting pulled if you're at the car position. So a nice little note on that one if HooXi's throwing it from exactly here. Thank you, Jakey. We've got him on the 1, 2, 3, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 0s.
And the zeros,
and the zeros. Yeah. Okay, Banana. Oh, it's clear at the top. That doesn't really give them the information they're looking for here, as FTW are making a couple of sound cues now over towards A. Smokes starting to bloom, pressure being felt. JKS.
Oh, lots of pressure, dude.
Yeah, he's having to pivot towards that mini pit position to take the headshot angle towards Arch. It's just two marooned on the site, and backup it's coming, but very slowly.
I don't like the look of this for G2 whatsoever. The Diaz now patrolling towards Library and Arch for rotations. He won't necessarily even have to swing around to the bomb site. They're focusing towards the apartments and quad here. Molotov in towards the pit. JKS, as you said, at that headshot position. Monacy on towards the bomb site here. They need to find multiple kills, which they have done. Man advantage, and then some for G2. 3 versus 2. Monacy still alive on the bomb site here. JKS does go down. A lot of work still to be done, though. Back to the 2-on-2. Bomb to be planted. No problem whatsoever. They still have a smoke and a flash. 2 M4s. And remember, chat, no kits available.
Okay, well, time's the biggest enemy right now. NiKo is coming through this apartment's position. Currently unawares right now are FTW, but still having to find a kill. NiKo on the balcony in a very, very exposed position here, and he gets spotted from sight, takes down arrozdoce. This is Dodo in a one-on-one against HooXi here. He's up, he's over, it's been communicated, and HooXi's going to get the clutch. The defuse will be coming with that. He's going to grab the ult for now, but that's G2 back in winning ways.
Yeah, just about, I would say. It looked like that shot was destined to hit HooXi. He knew where he was. He had the information, but HooXi comes out on top. And again, it's a round where G2 only have one player surviving. Now, on the T side, they've built out a ton of cash. They've had very clean rounds. They've actually got $8,000 per player going into round number 9 here. Anything but. You've saved the orb. But it's going to be so many concessions across the board here with the M4s that, once again, probably won't have any kits.
Well, one of the questions is how many kills does this A defense have to get, right?
Exactly.
Is 3 enough between the 2 of them right there? Is this kind of what we should be expecting? Are we expecting 2 players to have a complete lockout against 5? Right there, the A defense did a pretty good job. The call was gambling for a B play, right? So HooXi's come out the gates and said, boys, I think they're going to play towards B. We'll stack towards the B site. It wasn't the case, and that puts them in this situation. So the fact that they can convert with the wrong read, that's a positive. Monacy can get out the orb, but you're right, there's likely going to be a couple of emissions here. This cheaper M4, it makes you think that the buys, you know, they're always going to be a little bit scrappier, right? You think about the M4, A4, it's only a little bit more expensive, but we're talking a couple of extra flashes. The loss bonus in play, the drops become a little bit more possible.
The only real compromise here is the lack of helmets. As we mentioned, not a big deal against the AKs and the MP9 for NiKo. And he's playing towards B, and he probably will be aggressive this round. We flashed in. I'm sure he'll be happy to be a bit more active at the start of the round. Time will tell. As they hold towards the sandbags for now, the DS smoked off, but that's allowing NiKo to get a bit closer, perhaps. Nice nade towards the balcony position, but no one there to receive it, of course. And a bit of a stalemate now, running the default on the FTW side, trying to get apartments control towards Boiler, eventually smoking off towards middle, and they're actually looking like they've got some pace here. With 2 players in apartments, chat suggests they might be operating a little bit quicker than I might expect.
Yeah, it might be a bit poppier, right? They haven't fought for any of this banana control.
Yeah, right.
They've really bought the fact that they think it's going to be a B play again, but that mega passive molly that was just thrown over towards Logs, surely G2 heard that sound cue. They must know that FTW have no banana control, but they're hedging their bets again.
You know they at least don't have vision on the CT side. They're not looking aggressively as to what's there, but you're right. I suggest the
JKS is on an island here. It's basically a 1-on-5. Like, Hunter's going to get in position, sure, now. The rotation's coming from HooXi too. Okay, well, this pace from FTW is starting to bite them in the arse.
Well, up towards quad they go. 2 players towards the apartments as well. Hunter needs at least a kill here. And oh my god, where's the communication? What's happened? DS is come on spraying towards the bomb site. It's all starting to fall apart here for them. But back to a 2-on-2. arrozdoce once again, the hero of the round. They've still got 30 seconds. The bomb down in an awkward spot, but a smoke down towards Motos. The Dodo. arrozdoce up against Monacy and NiKo with the MP9. And they do have a kit and 1 smoke, but still a very difficult round here, Jad.
I don't know how they're going to break into this. arrozdoce continues to do wonderful work once they get onto these sites here. He's getting multi-kills, that forcing them into a save here.
That was a round as well where it looked like FTW were a little bit discombobulated. They couldn't call Hunter's position. I assumed he was flashed, but we're going for it.
Okay, well, this is going to end one way, and NiKo gets the kill towards the side. They have to deal with this pit player. If NiKo pushes too far forward, he's got the
what a
kit.
jump.
Wait, there's one more kit near the bomb here, so if they get this kill, there's still a chance. Modesty, time is the issue right now. There's not going to be any chance for this. Already ticked way too far. He gets the kill, but needs to get out. And the new bomb radius, he might just lose everything here.
Yeah.
They've just given everything over. For what?
That's a nightmare situation, isn't it? Now they really are in trouble. They are in deep trouble, Chad. They've got, what, $2,000 per player. They've lost absolutely everything. FTW, as you mentioned, they already had a ton of cash. Unless you absolutely win that round, it wasn't a justified attempt, I'm not sure. But either way, FTW in a great spot. They've got a full buy, of course. And I think if you're G2, you have to just take a full eco here. You're in real difficult territory. You can't really justify the partial buy. They'll take a timeout here. They're currently on $1,900 loss bonus. They'll get $2,400 into the next round, which will be about 4.3K per player. So you might as well buy into that next one and take the full eco here. But that ties things up at 5-5 on the T side of Inferno for FTW. This is getting a little bit out of hand for them.
So having a bit of a conversation here, right? Clearly a chat between Hooksy and Hunter there. There was a gesture of something throwing, right? So we're talking flashbangs in some regard. Interesting to see if it plays into this round, as you were just discussing with that buy. Hunter's actually purchased in here, so okay, they are going to give this one a crack. This is a chance for FTW to get a very respectable first half of play here. I think G2, the fact that they're having to gamble stack 3B...
It's weird, isn't it? Like, they have no confidence in the B defense, it seems.
And that right there is a problem in itself.
Would be Monacy over for a couple of rounds. He shows presence, and then you have a bit more control there, and he's more dynamic. We haven't seen that at all. Instead, they're having to send 3 rifles over. The A attack comes in, and scrappy retakes are being attempted. Let's move Monacy around. Let's see if we can actually get him active towards B.
You never love to have to defend A with 1 or 2 players, always out of position, and NiKo again with some banana aggression.
Yeah, so that's where the AWP can be the solution, in my opinion, especially towards B. Establish the control. They're getting the early control. The T's are gifting it to them. Like we saw, they're doing those passive Molotovs. You get an AWP like at the top there, or even a player on the half wall just playing for a defensive hold-up. But yeah, it's not pretty from G2 so far.
I'm curious if this plays into the prep that they did, right? If in the demos they watched for FTW said, hey, we're going to approach the game like this, or if they were really just wanting to bolster that B defense so Hooksy doesn't get exploited on that side, right? Because that could have been a go-to, but either way, hasn't worked out for them here. Hunter saw something, took a shot, gives up a boost. And now your best bet would just be to regather and try and execute towards B. Again, no real map control for G2. Mid is a mystery. They know that something was there, but how many, who knows? Top Banana, they've just heard a Molotov get thrown out towards Sandbag.
So they have no vision towards Banana, no vision towards middle, and it's just another gamble stack here, hoping for the best, and it's looking likely to actually be a mid attack once again, where JKS all on his lonesome, once more, 5-7 and armor.
It's a good bomb site to play pit with an M4 and a smoke. Hold up.
Back they go.
They're doing him a favor. They're coming back to B with 20 seconds. They have to commit B right now. This stack could pay off here. Hooksy has a flash at the ready.
There is a player going towards CT spawn, but you're right, time is of the essence here. They can't mess around, and the CTs, there was an opportunity to try and get around back in their favor. Hunter's position, this could be the one. The bomb gets dropped here. Can he find a second? Hooksy absolutely can.
Hooksy's done it all.
He absolutely has, you're right. And it's just a duel with CT spawn. No time, and it will be the round in favor of G2. They run into the full stack, finally getting a bit of luck in their favor. G2 didn't necessarily have the information they were coming towards B, but it worked out in the end. That's absolutely fantastic for them. The 4-spy works.
Bit like roulette, right? You can,
yeah.
They're betting on red every single time, and eventually it comes through for them.
But it all starts with that kill towards NiKo. That was a 5-on-4, bear in mind as well. I love the boost there coming in from Hunter. Manages to take the aggro away, and Hooksy with the 5-7, just mowing them down. Great work from him. And we get into the next round. There is a buy left.
Could become his signature weapon for old Hooksy there, the 5-7.
Yeah, he has been getting a few good sequences of that.
Wow, this is the chance now for G2 to break FTW back. We were getting excited, but that was meant to be more of a gimme with the circumstances that presented themselves in that round. So unless FTW can scrape something back with very little here, G2 can get that confidence they've been lacking. And there you go. You wanted the up towards B. They have the full vision.
And it makes a lot more sense. And now you can actually have a solid A defense instead of 2 players trying to hold a crossfire against 4.
Okay, well, NiKo now starting to head back around the world here.
Now Monacy's alone. It makes so much more sense. And he has full information. He'll be safe. There's no one to challenge him. It's just looking much better.
4 rifles, well, make it 3.5 rifles, the pound-for-pound best gun of the game, the MP9 in the hands of Hunter.
Absolutely agree. It's wild how good that gun can be.
They should have everything they need and more to lock this down. The biggest problem right now is Stododo's flashbangs. He has 2 of them. He could flash Monacy back off the line, but still has a full belt of utility of his own. Takes a very brave re-peek on the jiggle. Incendiary deep, it's forcing them in towards A. JKS will spot one AK coming up short now, and Jill would love to find ahead. NiKo tunneling in towards the site. This one should be good as gold for G2. The flash comes over. They start to waterfall out. The first is handled. Hooksy's taken down Dodo through the smoke as well, and this one's petering out.
Yeah, I think you might be right. This is looking much cleaner from G2. A setup where you're actually ready. You can take educated guesses as to where they're coming because you're gaining information. You haven't lost everything, as in banana, as in towards middle, and you're having to take gambles. Like the opposite word, gambling. You're the favorite going into this one. You shouldn't be having to take gambles in the gun rounds. You should be like hunting for that information, be happy to take some challenges, and that's much better.
I will say the Hooksy 5-7 round on B might be the changing of the air in the entire best of three. Because if they're able to clean up this half now, go 11-4.
They would have been in a dire straits if they had lost that round. They would have been in an awful position, a woeful one, because that was their full investment at breakpoint.
Should have been 6 rounds for FTW after that conversion.
Yep.
Looks like a Hail Mary B rush here. Hooksy and NiKo, this is your chance. The util damage, it looks schmick as NiKo's going to dip on out with the AK-47. Grab him a couple of kills too, but the assists, they look nice for Hooksy as it's just Dodo, one man, one Glock, and no time as Hunter from the flank will get him done and dusted.
See, and with Modesty showing his presence there towards Banana, they're maybe hoping he'd be there again, but that's why he's staying dynamic and moving around, and now it's difficult to keep track of him. This is where things get interesting, and hopefully he can continue that going forward.
He has another B spawn again here, Henry, so maybe exactly that. He can pick up this AWP, scoop quickly over towards the B site. They can throw the one-way smoke, a bunch of flashes for him. He can take some fights, and he's heading straight towards B here. So this is good. The mobile AWP are now in play, and you want to set this kid up. We've been asking for some moments from him. Currently, the 4th highest rated player, I guess the 2nd lowest rated player for G2. And here he is, swinging straight out, not going to actually take the fight. Normally you'd see that aggression coming through, but this onslaught up Banana. Hooksy's been peppered down to 11. NiKo taking heads on arrozdoce over the top, and there you go. The Vice slams shut, and another round, unless we can see a 3v5 conversion back towards A.
Now it's coming together. Now it's looking like a proper CT half. Monacy can rotate back towards Library. He's got Arch control. The aforementioned crossfire towards A of Hunter and JKS. They'll be comfortable as you like, knowing Arch is covered now. You haven't got JKS having to watch towards Library from headshot. He can actually play his position in an effective manner. You can see this lovely little angle here. He should be granted a kill. Dodo is looking like he is not done with this round just yet. He is now. Honestly, will be dropped. And Hunter, they checked his position, but not fully. So the bomb will go down. Still a minute to work with here, but KST cannot do anything with it. And G2 extending their lead to 9-4 here. Round 14. And I dare say a partial buy for FTW. They don't have much to work with here, and it will be a timeout regardless to discuss their options. So yeah, Tech9 Deagles here, all gun round for the last, I would say 5 rounds, not too bad on the T side of the floor.
And we'd love to invite you, the viewers at home, if you'd like to get in the conversation, get a little bit interactive with us over here on the casting desk, especially during the first series of the day that Henry and I will be bringing you all group stage long. Just use the hashtag ESL Pro League, tag at Henry G CSGO, and at Sponge, that's SPUNJ, and let us know what you're up to. How are you watching? What are you doing with your Friday? Are you enjoying the Counter-Strike? Are you a fan of either of these teams? Just let us know. Let's have a bit of a digital conversation here. Some of the best entries we might bring up on air. At least vocally. I don't know about visually.
Yeah, I think you might be right there.
I don't have that power.
Not yet. Maybe next season. We'll see. So there it is. The partial buy will come through. And objective, get the bomb down. See what you can do afterwards. So they'll be sending 3 players towards second mid. Bomb will be waiting up in the T apartments here. And nothing too quick by the looks of things. No banana presence at all. So maybe another pop setup here. But Hunter will get flashed in toward middle. Doesn't spot anything, but just dropping the incendiary just to buy some time for the rotation now.
Well, this is the first wave of util here, so hoping to garner a little bit of control here or bait out util. They've definitely baited out a little bit as the smoke to deny the apartments pop. Multiple members looking to team on through. They're going to drop a smoke of their own design here. JKS on notice now, and Hunter in the graveyard. This could have been a potent combo, but that nade is beautiful. The Hadouken onto JKS, and now the flashes are beautiful too. They're in. They might be snatching one away here.
You might not even justify attempting this one. We'll see. You've got Monacy, who's incredibly low down at 37 points of health. It was a pop flash attack there, and we'll have a boost in towards the bomb side and see what's available, but it's not looking good. NiKo will have to find a couple of kills quickly. Good incendiary to flush one of them out, though. That's a guaranteed kill if you ask me. Maybe against NiKo, it's the flames that actually come out on top there, but it's going to be Monacy has dropped in the interim, and what is going on here, Chad? That's the round over. Hooksy won't be winning this, and that's a little bit of a disappointing one. Great work from FTW, don't get me wrong. They managed to thread the needle, get up there as the CT's rotating, but it's way too clean.
Yeah, I think clumsy is probably a key word for some of these G2 rounds that we've seen. It just hasn't felt like everybody's been on the same page of approach that's been required. And that setup
I agree.
would traditionally be a very strong setup against an apps pop and a short push, but the nades onto JKS were immaculate. Look at this. The nade usage has been on point for FTW. You've seen them bombard the top of Banana as well. And then Hunter just getting caught off guard by those flashes. So they just got absolutely dismantled there. And G2 still can get the double digits.
The tactical airstrike toward the pit was glorious. 3 of them landing on his doorstep, but can they close things out? Can they deny double digits here for G2? NiKo will flash himself in. It's decent. He wants another go at it, though. Not falling back here. Will this be to his detriment? I'm not sure. So far, so good. Good grenade towards the halfway. I think he's committed now. He'll get one more. Absolutely fine. Will be dropped to the flames in the end, but now just Hooksy alone. Is this where they pull the trigger and try and break through? It will cause a rotation nonetheless, so Hunter will have to come over towards the B bomb site, but a 4-on-3 in favor of G2. Want to see on the M4 this time, and he's actually got a player boosted above him in the form of JKS.
Yeah, and KST's barrel's been spotted, I think. m0NESY is very hyper aware of this boiler play, so if you're going to get both kills as KST, you're going to have to pull off something otherworldly. Does have the chance to try and rumble things, and his presence is at least giving these Banana players a little bit of confidence they can sell a bit of a fake. So U2, both sides of the map right now, might be able to piece this together. There are 2 G2 members as the setup has changed. JKS up on the balcony, but hold the phone. KST did find a bit of a timing for that fight, unable to confirm the kill.
JKS needs to get 1.5 kills here just to be safe. They're taking down cleanly, which it is a bit of a pre-fire these days. We'll see how it goes for him. Lovely stuff. And that should be the round, and indeed the half. Just one more player to find. JKS should be able to do it. And there it is, double digits for G2. A bit of a bumpy half, Chad. It has to be said. Wasn't the cleanest, and even after going up 4-0, their money was in tatters. 5 rounds for FTW, not bad at all. Can they maybe apply more pressure in the second half? We will find out after this break.
Do default.
Let's do default. Can will me up sometimes.
You want the flash for boiler?
No, well, maybe you can. Yeah, you can. I will do molly and flash. I'm up for. Okay, one flash. Okay, save both. Save one. I will do flash second with myself.
Hold us 146 next, okay?
Yeah, I do.
Please be ready for setup mid, guys.
Okay.
Please molly deep,
Flash,
deep.
flash.
Flashing.
Get ready, Nexa.
I'm ready.
I'll call the flash. Wait.
I have weapon.
Flash. I'm full blind.
Broken.
Molly mid.
Flash, one shot.
I'm dodging flash.
What is the boost?
Not.
Pull back.
Molly depths.
Nice.
One HP.
Easy, Jackie, watch out.
No.
Oh, depths. Watch out short.
One HP on B, guys.
Oh, sorry, 3 on the B bomb site, and alone is Magiska on A.
NiKo, you have to send us.
Nexa fake B. Give me C4.
Jackie, fall back.
Jackie, fall back, please. I want you to search Nexa as well, okay?
Yeah, go. Tell me one.
Wait. We need to wait for Jackie.
I'm going up.
Start faking on 32 Nexa, okay?
Yeah. I flash for you, cheminée, okay? Enter and hammer.
Don't just jump, Jack. Molly quick.
Get ready,
Don't
guys.
flash for us.
I'll flash.
Jackie, go down with hammer.
Flash. I smoke small bit.
2B.
Short.
Nice. There are 2B.
One more short.
It doesn't spoiler.
One more has to be A.
NiKo and it's Hunter. It's the 2 cousins left alive for G2.
Bit.
Touch smoke. Touch smoke. Spike. Came out flash.
Now he's got to keep the hopes and dreams of G2 alive with the man in question.
Mam flash za kratko, daću ako vidim nešto. Okej, tal flash. Kuća možda.
Kratko. I poću do guška.
Kratko i kuća. Daj to.
Nice.
That's why they've got these guys in G2. That's That's why they want to be.
This is props. This is props, guys.
Welcome back, gamers. You join us between G2 and FTW Esports. It's 10-5 at half. And G2 haven't dropped a map this tournament yet, Chad, but it doesn't feel like it's been going that swimmingly, I would say.
Yeah, this is definitely them getting into gear, right? This team, the roster changes that happen throughout the player break, the introductions of JKS and Hooksy, it's never going to be an overnight success, as some people might have everybody believe. But there's definitely some work to be done here, and we're getting to see that work live in front of everybody's screen during ESL Pro League Season 16.
Yes, indeed. Well, Stododo looking to get things done early here, because spotting for a bit of information here, but a nice little
Very
stack to look at the door. Yeah.
I don't think you could do this much safer than that. It would maybe be not peaking the angle, but they have a lot of util, right? So you can understand why they want to be so safe. So many smokes, 3 smokes, 2 mollies, flashes in the mix as well. So a heavy utility investment here from G2. What is the plan going to be with the finish?
Looks likely to be B, I would say. They've got 3 smokes and 2 Molotovs. So yeah, they want to make sure they're dotting their I's, crossing their T's, and having the full execute here. That's a smoke towards Coffins. I'm sure you'll see one towards the spawn area as well. And indeed a Molotov towards new boxes and Emo. This is looking very efficient, chat, but can they find the all-important kills? JKS opens things up to TS, though. He's been given so much time. He will be shut down eventually, and they swarm the bomb site, looking very comfortable for now. All the time in the world to plant. KST would have to get very lucky to try and deny that, but nothing can be done, and the retake begins. Now, they do have a kit. A 4 versus 3, and G2 haven't exactly been clean in these sort of rounds.
Well, one of the keys right there is JKS replenishing that CT smoke. That might be enough here to make them save, right? That's an extra 20 seconds of gray screen with the bomb getting planted. That takes you to halfway gone. You mentioned the fact the kit's there, sure, but it would have given them one avenue. Coming in through the ruins position, maybe trying a Hail Mary boost, risking it as a team pushing through the smoke. But we've already seen multiple times throughout this event where teams save on the CT side after they have conceded the pistol in this situation, hold on to this Kevlar, and then get themselves into a FAMAS or something quite tidy into the next round of play and be competitive here. So FTW looking to take a page out of Twist's strap book, and we heard from them, a lot of this is about experience. They don't feel ready for the event of this scale. Well, if they were paying attention to the phase game, maybe that's where they got this little idea from, just to hold on to their Kevlar vests.
Yeah, it does make sense, especially if you'll be buying into the next round. The fact you've got diffuse kit, a couple of Kevlars in there, especially if you've got 100 armor as well, you can actually upgrade to a helmet and the MP9. We'll see which way they're inclined, as we will take a little time out here.
That's a tech issue. Anybody who's tapping their keyboard like that is definitely having a technical problem or two. So a bit of a doohickey right now for Hunter. Let's see if we can get this one sorted here. I liked what Harry and Hugo did yesterday. There was a sound issue with Henny, and they were talking about, like, you know, he was listening to a track, and then they had some like
lo-fi house going on in the background, right? So
I did like that.
It in.
It was a good bit.
That was quite good.
It was a good bit. Those two, the class clowns, getting it done, keeping everybody giggling from, well, I would say morning to night, but the afternoon to early evening.
Hunter didn't crash. His keyboard doesn't work, I've seen in the chat. It just doesn't work. It's just dead. Never heard of a keyboard just dying, but...
my mouse just died the other day.
It did. We were playing, weren't we? And it just like, well, my mouse died. We lost that round.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
I can't move.
Couldn't do anything about it. I guess that is one of the issues of the wireless devices, but normally very trustworthy. And I think one of the keys is make sure that you plug your gear into charge. But don't overcharge it, but plug it into charge.
This doesn't make any sense. So what do you do now? You get a new keyboard on standby?
The best thing that you should always do in these type of situations, I would say, is give it a reboot. You know, just a solid well, careful, Hunter. Don't snap up into this gentleman. Guys.
Yeah, let's be careful, Will.
Wear your hard hats. Make sure we're communicating quite clearly here. So, once upon a time, it's very rare. This only happened once, Henry, and I would say this happened for you as well.
Okay.
We had the admins plugging in our gear, but this is back, and I keep referencing it, but that was back in the CGS days. Remember they plug in our gear? We had to hand the gear over, and then you'd go and the gear was plugged in.
Yeah, you'd keep it and like, they'd hold on to it like for you, right? Because they're worried like someone would have like cheats
I
or
don't
something?
know why.
I don't know.
Well, no, I don't think that was even a concern back then. I don't know why we gave them the gear, but I just know we didn't get to plug it in.
Yeah, I remember you coming over and it'd be plugged in for you.
Yeah.
You had to tell them where you were sat. But yeah, I can't remember why. Like, why would that be a thing?
I don't know.
Well, the smiles are all around, so is it fixed? Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah,
Maybe
looks
they're
like
using
it.
Windows 11, that new language thing on Windows 11. I don't like it very much.
Is anyone using Windows 11?
Yeah.
It's a thing?
I'm pretty sure they are. I think it's okay. I'm just not very technical. Look at the smile. Hunter's having a great time.
Sorry, everyone, for the delay. Let's get back on with it, shall we? And I'm sure we'll be good to go momentarily. So, this is the first map between G2 and FTW. It's currently 11-5 in G2's favor on the first map of Inferno. And we've got Ancient coming up next, picked by G2, Chad. You've got to be excited for that.
Yeah, I do love me some Ancient. That means G2 will be getting to start on that T side. See how strong of a T haul they can have. FTW a chance to defend, but we have to get through this map first. And fortunately, we are back underway. Now remember, a couple of sets of Kevlar, a defuse kit, all those goodies were saved by FTW after conceding the pistol. Their buy looks actually pretty potent.
Yeah,
Achila's going to find himself with a FAMAS, a scout for Stedodo, Deagles, CZ, some util, and the first shot rains out. They can start piecing this puzzle together, G2. As soon as you see the scout, you're going to definitely be expecting the force buy behind it.
Yeah, Scout can be very powerful indeed on Inferno. The DS with the HE grenades, something else that could be a bit problematic. Dropping those towards a half-wall, I dare say, do a little bit of damage. Actually, nothing at all. I don't know how they negated that, but 2 boosts towards B. One on new boxes, one towards CT spawn. A player to suggest it's just a normal setup, and Hooksy with the Mac 10. He has been very good at this weapon. Nothing found here, though. No trade potential. He does call this 2 towards CD spawn, but I don't think they'll be expecting a
it's bad
third.
info, Henry. It's
It is
very
bad
bad
info,
info.
you're right.
And there's a
that's
gap
lost
in the
first 2.
CT smoke as well. So this is actually hard to watch right now.
Hang on. It's still boosted. They'll win the round by the looks of things. Stedodo on the scouts. JKS quite far removed though. Might just want to pump the brakes for a second
Or go
and
back
work
to
out.
A.
Go back to A. That's a great
boys.
shout.
Get over there. Have a
Yeah,
good
why we-
time. We'll go A. You know,
All right.
JKS already killed the guy.
He's going to find maybe an MP9. I don't think it's available. They were both towards CD spawn and new boxes, I believe. So
If he had anything other than the scout, I'd actually give him a chance here.
hold on. Freebie was almost there for him. Monacy will take him down, but still, it's these rounds, Chad, they don't seem too convincing. And like you said, let's be fair. They've got 2 new players in. They've played 1 tournament so far, 1.5 tournaments through this one. There's going to be some holes in their game. But this is sort of fundamental stuff that's falling down right by playing against pistols, bad information, sending players in, and just like very clumsy each and every time. There's no clean rounds, it feels like, for G2.
So I think, like, if you talk this through, you know, it's very easy to explain how that's all just unfolded, right? So they've gone contact banana. Hooksy's had a decent pace to him. He's been ahead of the smoke, so he's gone, well, I'm ahead of the smoke. I may as well hold this info. They've thrown the CT smoke, which is meant to work in his favor, but there was a gap in the smoke, and there was a player on the boost. And then they get the info, there's 2 players spawned, so NiKo runs into trade, right, thinking he's doing the...
Oh, that's nice, all right. All has been redeemed, you know?
Forget everything I was saying.
Yeah, don't worry
Give
about
us some
that.
more Mac 10 highlights.
That was lovely.
This is everybody's favorite weapon.
Okay. All right, there's the ace. NiKo's enjoying himself. Yeah, forget all that.
We'll stop talking now. Just headshot.
He's had enough.
Headshotting and such. It's a simple game when you break it down like that. Shoot the bad guys, win the round.
Run into the choke point, shoot them all in the face, get it done, move on to the next round. That's more like it, but that was a full eco, of course. We're having some fun here, and it will be round 19, the first real gun round of this second half, 13-5. Again, G2 won't drop this map. They'll continue their clean streak. It's just not been quite as clean as they would like, I suppose.
Well, I think it's because the expectation is with a name like G2 and the names in the roster for them to be like a superstar world-class team. And there's no reason that they can't ascend to that. But as we mentioned, it's not going to happen overnight.
Definitely. NiKo looking to cause more chaos here with the Mac 10. Flashbangs in, trying to bait out the utility on the CT side. They don't necessarily have to commit, but they'd be happy to throw those Mac 10s in first with a nice little execution here. They've got 4 players towards banana. JKS lurking once again towards apartments.
It always makes me anxious when I see players round the corner with a pin nade in their hand, right? It's like, jeez, it's a big in-game leader thing. You see it with a lot with in-game leaders. I wouldn't care to count the amount of times I died rounding a corner with a nade in my hand because I expected something to be covered that wasn't. That's just the focus of like rotating around, wanting to help your teammates. One of the biggest things with low fragging in-game leaders, and I can tell you from personal experience here, everybody playing at home, is you need to focus on your crosshair, right? You need to have the theory down pat. You still need to be able to call in the mid-round, but and this is the hardest thing to do, you need to make sure that you are focusing on that crosshair, because if you're not contributing in the fragging department and you're a liability, it's some big issues here. So HooXi leading the charge. These MAC-10s starting to pressure in. That corner is one. arrozdoce will get a single kill, and Hunter with the immediate trade. They just need to deal with the DS now over towards the coffin position, and the smoke is starting to fade. 30 seconds left.
Are they watching
not being covered. The bomb's going to get dropped here. Honestly, will find the frag from the coffin position, but JKS is still on this lurk, completely removed from the whole scenario here. He's way too late to the party. Honestly, dinked on down, and there's some big issues right now.
Yeah, this could actually all fall apart. They'll have to go for another scrappy plan, and you can see the grenades raining in. Where is JKS?
10 seconds.
He needs to start making some incisions here. Good shot. Needs a lot more that came from, though, and KST is aware of his position. I don't think they've got time. Well, there it is. Jill will make himself known, and there was enough time for the plan, but it was still scrappy as you like. Panic stations all over the place towards the end of the round.
But maybe they're adopting a little bit more of this outsiders playstyle there. And JKS, under the pump, under the... It did look a little bit late, but they still
definitely had the rollerblades on coming around CT spawn.
Yeah,
Wasn't wasting any time there.
This is the thing. The scoreline, with how the critique sounds, right? It sounds like the game is probably 14-11
yeah,
right now. But the scoreline is 14-5.
Still winning, and then some for sure. But you're right, this is for map points. And we will see just Desert Eagles and Kevlar, entry-level Kevlar here.
To be fair, and also this is just the nature of this matchup. HooXi, what, you're walking up Banana with you. I know you're anti-flash, but you didn't even have your gun out. You had an aid in your hand, and now they've just flashed past you. And now they've gotten 2 kills.
They like to keep it interesting, Chad, you know?
But this is where I was going to go. There's no winning in this series for G2. They're expected to win, and if they do anything that isn't perfect, then that's a loss. So there is a lot to watch in the demo there. Like, HooXi walking up Banana with a Molotov in his hand, back turn. The back turn, I don't mind, the anti-flash, but the Molotov in the hand, what are we doing?
Yeah, true. It's a good point.
He's on his own. He's the only player up there.
With these mistakes, because they can still win the rounds, they have world-class talent in terms of fraggers in their team, so any mistakes can be made up for, and that's why it's difficult to really criticize them, I suppose, in this sort of instance, because yes, they've got a 15-5 scoreline, but as you watch the game, sure, from the scoreboard and HLTV, it looks like, oh, they absolutely trounced them, which they have, but I guess against top-tier opposition, like some of these mistakes won't do.
They'll cost you.
They will cost you.
Cost you.
Exactly. That's our point. That's all we're saying.
And if anything, I think most people want to see G2 doing quite well, right? Because we currently live in an era where FaZe and Na'Vi are the talk of the town. It's about how many names can join them at the top of the tree, because we'd love to have this top 10 where any given Sunday, anybody can beat anybody. They're constantly biffing. We go into a playoff bracket of the Rio Major. We have no idea who's going to win. Imagine that.
That would be great.
Now, I think Vitality are close to throwing their hat into the ring.
I think so too.
Virtue of having Zywoo already gets you close to the ring, but now having Spinks, and you got that wombo combo with the experience of Dupree, Magis, multi-major winners in their own right, Apex as well. You bring him into the conversation. Zonic is the coach. Okay, now we're excited about Vitality.
They just went 5-0 in the group last week as well. So, yeah, I think you're dead on. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do going forward.
So let's add like if G2 can ascend to that level, we still haven't seen Cloud9 play this season or a retooled ENCE, right? Think that we still have Heroic to come. There's so much Counter-Strike still to watch during Pro League. So a lot of exciting storylines to develop here before the RMR. But honestly, this is what you want to see in the thick of things. We've been asking for some action. Well, he'll get some. Just now to the DS.
Just a single frag, but still an advantage towards G2, I would say. arrozdoce down to 35 points of health, 4-on-4. Bomb and T-spawn, but all 4 players of G2 towards Banana for now. Just going to try and gain full control here, make sure CTs don't have any info on this side of the map. They have 2 players in pretty standard positions towards coffins and new boxes.
This is a good call, though. Just execute B up for this opening exchange. There's likely only going to be 2 players here, right? It's very unlikely to expect the CTs to split up in anything more than a 2-2 split, unless they want to gamble. And they're actually going to double here back towards the new box. So entry flash lined up from JKS. There's a molly towards the new box available here as well. It's going to have to be an extinguish. And there it is. So behind the smoke, they'll deal with 1. But will they expect the second player of Didias here? He can be the hero of this round.
Good job.
HooXi,
good job.
Pop and bucket out, cleans up the site single-handedly, and that should be the game.
Could be overlooked most of the time, and that's when things can really fall apart. But I think you might be right here. 15-5. And a 4 versus 1, KST will have absolutely 0 chance here. And sure, it's a 16-5 scoreline, but definitely a few issues for G2, but overall, a pretty decent game, all things considered. And that's our opponent's map pick as well. We move on to Ancient next, and I'm sure they'll be able to close things out 2-0. But I'd like to see a cleaner game out of them.